Russia and NATO have been sworn enemies for about 75 years, but could there be a time in the distant future when Russia is a friend, even a partner? That's not happening anytime soon. Certainly not while Putin is in charge. But if history is any indication, it's not such a crazy idea. NATO has a precedent of absorbing its enemies. I'm talking, of course, about the Warsaw Pact, the 1955 military alliance between the Soviet Union and Eastern Bloc countries. Don't remember the Warsaw Pact? Well, we're going back to the beginning of the Cold War. World War II has just ended. Harry Como was at the top of the charts, don't know who that is. And the Iron Curtain went up almost immediately.
Duck and cover.
The Soviet Union was flexing its muscles in Eastern Europe, so US leaders created the Marshall Plan in 1947, which gave aid to friendly countries to help rebuild after the war. But in 1948, the Soviet Union helped topple the democratic government of Czechoslovakia and cut supply routes to West Berlin. The West needed something stronger than the Marshall Plan to counter Soviet expansion. So in 1949, a dozen countries from Western Europe and North America formed the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And in 1955, when NATO let West Germany in and allowed it to rearm, things got tense. Less than 2 weeks after West Germany joined, the Eastern Bloc nations signed the Warsaw Pact, which, like NATO, bound countries to come to each other's defense if attacked by an outside power. There was also a convenient internal security component that allowed the Soviets to use the pact to squash popular uprisings in Hungary and Poland and in Czechoslovakia. But when the Soviet Union fell apart in 1991, so did the Warsaw Pact, and soon former enemies became allies. By 2009, the pact's entire western flank was part of the NATO alliance. So yes, NATO formed in opposition to the Soviets and continues to fight Russian expansion in Eastern Europe to this day. And yes, one of Putin's main reasons for the war in Ukraine is he thinks NATO presence on the Russian border is an existential threat, or at least so he says. But allegiances between nations are constantly changing, and the enemies of today could be the allies of tomorrow. Maybe there's a future where NATO's Secretary General and the Russian president are clinking glasses of chilled vodka. Na zdrowie.